Welcome back, everybody. Dustin's Vinyl. Good to see everybody. This is exciting. Could you spotlight me, Jay? And it's good to be here. And I'm in Los Angeles still, and that's been kind of crazy. Today, I went to my first record store. I'm not going to say the name of the record store, but you know, I feel like it was a little judgy. I don't know if you've ever been to a record store where they, well, first of all, I'm a big, like, I've been to so many record stores in my lifetime, and I feel like the number one thing that's important is when you walk into a record store, music should be playing. If music's not playing in a record store, it is very awkward. You know what I mean? It's kind of like going into a brothel and the hookers are in turtlenecks. Like something's off. Like you need to have a little bit of intrigue. And so I walked in and it was just like, you know, the record had finished. So you just hear the humming of the needle kind of hitting the thing. And it was just horrible. And then the collection was good. It was organized and everything. But you know, it was they didn't have hardly any like rock, because what I wanted was some LA rock. I was like, you know, I'm in LA. I want some Guns N' Roses, some LA Guns, you know, and they just had a very small section. Everything else was like folk. Nothing wrong with folk, but seriously, like nobody's really buying that much folk. Like they had a room full of folk and then a tiny little hard rock section. The only thing they had was a Poison vinyl, and it was like I was afraid to buy it because I thought they would ban me from the store because that's how judgy they were. But it was still good to go into a record store at this time for sure. And then some guy was giving away grapefruits because it's Los Angeles, and apparently everybody has a grapefruit tree. I didn't know this. And so, but it was fun. So I didn't buy anything. I just kind of browsed because it didn't quite click with me. But I'm excited to hit a bunch of other record stores. But I did purchase something, and for my new apartment, you know, if you guys want to send me housewarming gifts, I'll give you my address after the show. But I got a new turntable, and I haven't opened it yet. And this is pretty exciting because I had the original turntable that I had was kind of a Panasonic. And it was old school Panasonic, and it was one of those cheap ones. Actually, it was kind of ones where it's like all in a box, like it's one box, but it looks like it's individual, like amplifier and turntable, but it's not. It's real shitty, but it has it has like the lines, so it looks like it. But I got it at like a Salvation Army, and then I started really getting into vinyl over the past few years, but I never upgraded my turntable. So I did a lot of research trying to find the perfect turntable. And I eventually, you know, I didn't want to go too crazy with the price. And so I went with a Fluence. It's Fluence, which is Fluance. And it's a very nice looking turntable. Very excited about it. It has the weighted arm, which is important because a lot of times you buy records and, you know, they're not the thick quality. So they kind of bounce around on your turntable. So it's important to have a turntable that has a little bit of weight to the arm because it allows the system to kind of like keep it in place. Because a lot of times it's like, especially if you buy a lot of like Goodwill records, you know, Salvation Army bands, things like that, you're going to get some banged up records. And so in order to keep those records, you know, kind of centered in and not skipping around, you need a weighted arm. So this is the turntable. I got to put the whole thing together. Maybe I'll do that during the show when Jeff's talking. But this is really exciting for me. I got a big boy turntable. I'm very excited to play some cool records on here. And so I went to Fluence, and it's around $200. The Fluence is very, you know, high quality for that price. And so I've done, you know, hours and hours of research. So if you're looking for a good turntable, I'm going to let you know about the speaker situation, but it has built-in amplifier, which is important. If you just want to do like bookshelf speakers, you know, you get the back, you could just put the RCA jack. It's very important because a lot of these turntables don't have the RCA jack. And so you have to buy an amplifier on top of it. That's another $300 or $400. So if you get one with the RCA jack, it's really great. You could just plug speakers right in, and then you go right to your vinyl. And so yay, I'm excited. You got to open this with me. Very excited. I know there's a lot of YouTube videos where people watch people unwrapping things. So I thought that was going to be a little more exciting than it was, but we still did it together. So Being Women's History Month, we last week we weren't here last week because it was St. Patrick's Day and Adam was out of town and I was moving, and so we didn't do the show. But we did some female artists. I did up top and whatnot. So for this week, I'm gonna pull my favorite lady of all time, Dolly Parton. This is Here You Come Again, Dolly Parton. This is a great album. If you love Dolly Parton, who I think is one of the greatest songwriters of all time, probably one of the best music personalities of all time, and a hell of a comedic actress and one hell of a singer. And so this is a cool album. It's got a lot of hits on it. Here You Come Again, which is the classic everybody loves. It's got Baby Come Out Tonight, It's All Wrong, Loving You, Sweet Music Man, Two Doors Down, which is a great one as well. But I love this album. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to put her on the new turntable tonight. And so get you some Dolly. Dolly's one of the best. She's beautiful. She's talented. She can sing. She can write. She can act. She's a Renaissance woman. So get you some Dolly Parton if you get a chance. But so I did a lot in a short amount of time, and that was my my monologue for the day for Dustin's Vinyl. I'm so glad you guys are here. Feel free to keep chatting in. I love it when you guys ask questions. So even if you're playing your video game or whatever you're doing, just throw a question in about music, a reference that we make. It doesn't have to be necessarily about the album that we're talking about. It could be something reference that we discuss during the show. So if we bring up Kenny Loggins at some point, go, hey, I love the soundtrack or whatever. So just throw out as much as you can so we can be interactive with you guys. It makes it a lot more fun. So that's that. I want to bring my guests out. Two great music buddies of mine, and very excited. Jeffrey Paul, Adam Holtz, everybody in the house. What's up, guys? Woo!
Hey. Hello, Dustin.
I did a lot there, didn't I?
Yeah.
I unwrapped a present. I told a story.
L.A. Dustin. Oh, God.
I love it. What are you oh-godding about? Some of the best music. All the music you love comes from L.A. Comes from the Strip.
You're going to turn into one of these Sunset Strip guys. Dustin's theme music. Yeah, when he comes on the show, his theme music is going to be girls, girls, girls.
That's
Dustin
you.
Chafin hanging out at
that's
the
you.
Strip.
That's more you than me, and you know that. I'm wearing a Breeder shirt. That's so more you than me.
I'm projecting, Dustin. I'm projecting.
Okay. Well, you come out. We'll put on jean jackets and cruise the strip and go to a strip club and get in trouble by our girls. It'll be fun. Let's do it.
We got to wear rock t-shirts with the sleeves cut off with the jean jackets over.
I'm doing push-ups right now just for that moment. I'm every morning I'm going to get in shape just so we can do that.
Yes, I'm going to do that too. I'm going to have 19-inch arms with a 42-inch waist. So
good luck with that. Are you guys Dolly Parton fans? You like the Dolly?
Yes.
Nice. The Dolly.
Jolene.
Well, that's probably the best song. Yeah. It's one of the top 10 songs of all time. That's a big time song. Yeah. A lot of people covered that and done a good job.
Yeah. Miley Cyrus just did a great job of that.
Yeah. And then White Stripes is my favorite. Yeah. They did a great job.
I think it's the most covered song ever.
Is it really?
It's either that or Yesterday, but I think
there's another one that they cover a lot. That's actually on today's album, but we'll talk about that later.
In fact, Dustin, during Christmas, I had an obsession with Dolly Parton because she has two great Christmas songs. Do You Know, which is more of a religious type of song, which is just absolutely beautiful. It really was remarkable, and I love Hard Candy Christmas.
Yeah, no, I bought my mother-in-law a Dolly Christmas album, so I think it had that on there. But she's great. She's it was funny. Leah's birthday was November before the pandemic. That November of I guess 2019, whatever, or 2020, and I remember I got her tickets to Dolly Parton at the what's that place? It's on 42nd Manhattan Center, I think is what it's called.
On 42nd? Went that the Nokia Center?
No, not 42nd. It's it's a little further down, closer to north the freeway, whatever, West Side Highway.
Oh, Terminal 5?
No, one more. Give me one more. It's across the street from the Lowe's movie theater. It's a music venue.
Oh, Hammerstein?
Yes, Hammerstein. Yeah. Hammerstein Ballroom. Yeah.
Yes. So 3 times the charm, man.
Dude, I'm so fucking rattled from this move that I can barely talk. This, we don't got time for that. We'll do it another time. But I hate moving cross country. It's the worst thing ever. We 15 days on an air mattress waiting for our stuff. Horrible. So
that
anyway,
sounds great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. That'll test a relationship if you're still together after 15 days on an air mattress. Yeah, it's hard to get your girl to get frisky too. You gotta role play like you're on the Titanic in the water. Anyway, so
Frisky, what are we on? Three's Company?
I'm LA. That's so LA. That's the LA show. LA. That's why I wanted to go to LA. I've been looking for the Regal Beagle the entire time I'm here. Where's the Regal Beagle? Where is it? So anyway, I got her tickets, and it was to Dolly Parton. I was so excited, and then we got to the show. It was phenomenal. We're kind of in the balcony, but you could see everything. It was great. And then it was like some sort of benefit, and we were like, okay. And then the other musician was it Niles Rodgers? Is that the guy who's done all the music?
Oh yeah, the bass player.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. He's done music for like David Bowie and Duran Duran.
He wrote China Girl. He wrote the riff for China Girl.
He's fantastic.
And he played with Daft Punk.
Did he? Okay, yeah. That's great. Yeah, he's
Daft Punk.
But that being said, I'm there to see Dolly. So, I mean, he's great, but, and I found out who he was after, his catalog is phenomenal. But anyway, so.
Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, in fact.
Is he? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And so, anyway, Dolly Parton comes out, and it's like some sort of benefit thing. And we're like, Dolly Parton, and everybody's there to see Dolly. I mean, there's like everybody's wearing Dolly shirts, and there's women in blonde wigs. Like,
what did you wear a Dolly shirt?
I did not.
All right, good man.
I don't care if I'm going to, though. I'm going to wear from every concert from here on out, no matter who I'm seeing. I'm going to make sure that I get the shirt and then take a picture so you cannot
do that. No, you're better than that. No,
I'm not better than that. I'm more fun. Anyway, so she goes out and she opens with 9 to 5, and then she does, which is great. Everybody goes crazy, and then she does "I Will Always Love You," and so that's phenomenal.
Wow.
And that's a great back-to-back. And then she leaves. That's it. And I bought like $300 tickets. And then she just leaves. And I was just like, what are you doing? And she never came back. And Niles Rodgers went on, and he's great, but he's not Dolly Parton, And so we got two songs.
Good Times?
Did he write that?
Yeah. Dun 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 boom 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 boom. That's his bass riff. That's what he's known for. He's one of the best bassists in the world.
He is. That's a good song. My favorite is Sanford's son. That's her Quincy Jones, I think. Quincy Jones.
He did the music of Sanford's son.
Yeah, he did that song. That's his song. That's his
one of my all-time favorite sitcoms.
That's it. Mine too. That's good.
Still holds up.
That Chico and the Man I love, but a lot of people.
Oh, remember they used to be back to back in the day. In the day, as they used to say. Adam, you're too young to know right. Chico and the Man. Young Freddie Prince.
They watch this stuff. You go to Antenna. It's a channel that all the old sitcoms.
Adam doesn't have time for this. He's jet setting to Utah and doing his thing.
That's only cool. This month. He's going to be, hanging around. He's going to be hanging around next month.
He's beat bopping around. This is the life of Adam Holtz.
I know how this business is. You get one good gig and then you wait for 2 months for the next.
Oh yeah, the next month is going to be dead.
Yes. I told you. I know. It's just like comedy, dude. It's like comedy. Production. Yeah. It's all the same. It's all the same.
It's so funny that you said that. I was just having this conversation with someone today about like when you would tour, right? And like I'd be on the road with a band. And you're out on the road for a couple of months, and then you come back, and you're glad to be home because you're sleeping a little bit. You're in your own bed. You take a shower. Then like a day or so goes by, and you're like, when the phone going to ring? Is this it? Am I ever going to work again? Do I have to get a real job?
Yeah, and then COVID happens.
Yeah. And then COVID happened. Yeah, and then just fucking destroyed your whole career. Right. Yes. Like when you're ascending a little bit, and then it's over for you.
Dude, like I said before, you told me you said you told me, you go, Dustin, you're having a phenomenal year. And like shortly thereafter, COVID happened. I was like, Jeff jinxed me. And
you started the year out on fire.
I did. And then it just went.
I was, and let me tell you something. I wasn't too far behind you. I had a lot of great things planned. And all of a sudden, is right.
Well, you got to be competitive. You don't have to be competitive, man. Just.
I played sports. It's my nature. Don't try and change me.
we are gonna try. You're from Staten Island. It's a lifetime process. We're gonna always be changing.
Okay,
all right, what's going on? What do we got? Let's talk music. Come on.
You know, before we get into that, Dustin,
you're bossing me. What's going on?
we got a question here from from Captain Jack Rackham. Where'd you get that shirt?
At the concert, Terminal 5. I saw the Breeders. 5. Yeah, and I'd never seen them before. And a friend of mine was really into them, Anthony Kaffer, friend of ours. Yeah. And they were great, man. They're really good live. I was surprised by how good they were. They were good. People were moshing and having a good time. Like, they're really good. Do
you know the Breeders?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's Adam.
Kim Deal and her sister. And they were one thing in the Pixies, I believe.
Yeah.
That's right.
I saw the Pixies too. I saw them at the Roxy Theater in like 87, 88, I think. Yeah. Concert went with my father, and like he's just,
wow.
Yeah. Really? He didn't know who they were. And
that's pretty cool. He still went.
Yeah. He was just like, it was our first time in New York, and he's like, so what do you want to do? And I said, well, I want to go see this band. And he was just like, well, I'll go with you. And so he went with us. But what was cool about the Roxy is they had like a balcony bar area. So he just stood up there and drank Crown and Coke. And then I was downstairs like moshing and stuff.
Are you talking about the Roxy that's on 12th, which is now Webster Hall?
Probably.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago. So yeah, and that's how long ago it was. It was before Webster Hall, which has been there forever.
I used to go there, work there. It was great. But let's get into today's album. And because here's the thing, Adam. You know this about me. You know this about me. You know what we're talking about.
You're going to hate me after the show. Go ahead.
Wait, after the show.
Oh, this guy. Come on.
Come on. Low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit. I can't.
Yeah, I got you low-hanging fruit right here. All right, what do you got?
That was low-hanging fruit. It's just gonna be a show like of roasting and bizarre references.
All right, go.
Okay. People who know me know how much I love Pat Benatar and how much I crusade for her to be on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And on the last week, in our last show of Women's History Month, we are reviewing Pat Benatar's third studio album, Precious Time. Precious Time. That's what we're looking at. Not Crimes of Passion, Precious Time, the third studio album released in 1981. Dustin, This album went to number one. This was a double platinum album, and she won a Grammy for Best Female Vocal for this album. So
awesome.
And to me, when you look at this, at the first side of this album, it is really a phenomenal album. It opens up with Promises in the Dark, written by her longtime husband and songwriting partner, Neil Giraldo. And it's about relationships and scars. And it was written before they were married. You know, again, this is 81. And so it's really one of the Neil talks about the songwriting process. Like when they write together, he would initiate about 95% of the ideas would come from him, whether it be a riff, whether it be a lyric, whatever it was. Pat was the one that initiated this song, and Neil usually comes up with the idea for the melody. And again, written predominantly by Pat, and it's written on a guitar, on a piano, but is really known. Like, the song, right? Promises in the Dark. It's first a slow guitar riff, and then it becomes really fast, and it breaks out, into like a whole big, crescendo. I love this song. It was one of the singles on this. It should have gone higher than it did. This should have been a number one single. I think it did crack the top 5, but Promises in the Dark is back to back with the next song are the two highlights on this album for me. Then you had Fire and Ice, And again, usually the songwriting is only Pat and Neil, but on this one, they bring in a couple of ringers. They bring in Scott Sheets and Tom Kelly. And the thing with this is her third studio album. She's contracted to put out this album, and it comes out kind of quick right after Crimes of Passion. If you're not familiar with Scott Sheets and Tom Kelly, they wrote songs like "I'll Stand by You," "Like a Virgin" from Madonna. Yeah, that's it. You sing that very well. But this was that is the golden voice of Dustin Chafin. This song only made it to 17, but Fire and Ice, man, that's another one of these great killer Pat Benatar songs. And the interesting thing about Promises in the Dark and Fire and Ice, I kind of look at them as companion pieces, because these were MTV staples and they were recorded on the same day on the same sound studio, and she's wearing the same outfit in both videos. So I think that's kind of interesting. And kind of like then the next tune, there's two covers on this album, and I think they're both pretty good. On side one, she covers Paul Revere and the Raiders, Just Like Me, and it's a solid cover. And then the album ends with Precious Time, which I really like. It's the longest song on the album. It's a little drawn out, but it's kind of a deep song. And what I like about it, it's not a relationship song. It's really a song in tribute to her mother, who was her biggest fan and harshest critic. And it's a very personal song. It's about relationship with your mom, and I like the lyric, "Life is too short, so why waste precious time?" And listen, I lost my mom, and when I think about that and I hear that song, I think those are very, very true words. Side two, I like. It's not as strong as side one. I think It's a Tough Life is an interesting song because it has like a rock reggae fusion sound to it, which you'll hear later on in about two albums later on with Pat Benatar music. Take It Any Way You Want. It was a good pop fun song. The two songs I have a little problem with is Evil Genius and Hard to Believe, because like I said, this album is a contractual album, and she had to get it out. And I feel that these songs were rushed a little bit, and then it ends, with Helter Skelter, which I think now you're looking at four songs on the album where two of them feel rushed and two of them are covers, and there you got a 9 song album, and with two killer tunes, and the rest like pretty good, especially Precious Time. So I think this is one of her better albums. She had a string of great albums. I don't know how this woman is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And again, I would recommend it. I think Precious Time is a great album. Dustin.
Yes, I was trying to find an image for Jay. Not a Pat Benatar fan at all.
Wow.
I had a very hard time listening to much of her music. I feel like I stopped listening to her after 4th grade. Hit me with your best shot, that kind of stuff. I think she's talented. I think the band is who deserves all the credit when I listen to the music on this album.
What about the vocals?
What do you think about the fantastic vocals? She's good, but it's not something that stands out to me. She's no Linda Ronstadt. It's okay. It's good. It's very much of that time. It's a very kind of late 70s, 80s kind of rock voice, female rock voice. Yeah, it's all right. It's good. It's definitely, I don't know. I like the Tough Enough song. I think that was a cool song because of the reggae.
I figured you would like that. That sounds like something you would.
That was a good thing. That Helter Skelter made me want to bang my head against the wall. I mean, come on, stop with the Helter Skelter covers. I mean, U2 was bad enough. I thought U2 was the worst of all time. This was up
pretty
there.
Bad. How about Motley Crue?
Yeah, I think Pat Benatar I think she wins. That was pretty bad.
It's a tough song to cover.
Don't cover it.
Everybody thinks they have to cover.
No, you're supposed to cover. Here's the deal with covers. You're supposed to cover songs that nobody knows that well. And it's like, that's the point of a cover. When you cover something that's done perfectly, kind of defeats the purpose. But she's talented. I think she's good. But I don't know. I got a little Pat Benatar out. I think it was Love is a Battlefield. I mean, I think that video was on every 5 minutes.
What do you think about that video?
It was cool at the time. I was a kid, though. God.
What do you think of the dancing when Pat Benatar is shaking her non-existent tits? What do you think about?
I can't say tits anymore, Jeff. What do you? Come on. What are you, Lucy K? You can't talk like that. Pull your dick out.
Listen,
it's Women's History Month.
How do you know I'm not masturbating right now? That's what they are.
You're looking at me, so you probably are. No, it's not. Seriously, I got talking to by the management last night. So, but yeah, she was sex appeal. She was this thing of the 80s, and she was a huge pop star. And I told you my friend dated her and stuff, and so it's like I've heard a lot about her and whatnot. Apparently, she's a beautiful, nice person, and whatnot. One thing I have a problem with. I have a problem. Huh?
A haircut? She looked like Pete Rose?
No.
She had a bowl haircut. She looked like a cross between Pete Rose and Mo from the Three Stooges.
She was cute. She looked fine. I didn't mind her haircut. I didn't like the hair. Yeah, because you don't like anybody looking like a woman has opinions. Like you want them to have No,
I like Lita Ford.
All right. So, brothel look, whatever. Anyway, I just, I have a problem with she doesn't play any instruments, correct?
She could play piano, and she does play. But when she's live, she's the front woman. She's the lead singer of the band, and she sings. But she could play.
I don't like it. I don't like it when it's the lead singer. If you're just a lead singer and you don't give the band any sort of name, that bothers me. Because all you're doing is singing. Everybody else is making you sound real good, playing drums and guitar and everything. They deserve at least a name. At least Joan Jett, the Blackhearts, at least, I like it when somebody, the Heartbreakers, or, give your backing band a little credit, because that band is phenomenal.
It is. Myron Grombacher.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Nobody would know their names. You're the only one that knows their names, especially in this chat. Nobody else knows their name, and we should. So that bothers me when you're just a singer. And then, your band gets no credit. That's just
how much do you think of that as probably the record company's input? We're like, hey, look, we're going to market this chick. She's a good looking girl. She could sing, and we're just going to call it Pat Benatar.
I think she gives
credit to Neil all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think after your second Grammy, you could change it. I think you have more power once you start getting more established. It's not a big deal. It's just a stupid thing that I have a problem with. But I think she's talented, and this album is fun. I think there's some, good. It's a good song. It's better than I think that other stuff. I think I like it. Probably better than most of her albums. I think this is.
Did you like Fire and Ice? Did you think that was a good song?
Well, that was a pretty big hit, right?
Huge.
That was a big one, right?
Huge. Fire and Ice. And
when did this come out? 81.
81.
I was a kid. I was it was music that I heard on the radio all the time. And I have a problem with a lot of that music, because it's just even really good music, it's just because I just heard it so much. It's nothing to do with the artist. It's just anybody that grew up in the 70s and 80s, it's like you got overplayed radio.
She was an MTV darling too, man. She was big. I remember. I don't know if you guys do. I remember going to see a lot of cover bands. And they would always, if the cover band had a female lead singer, they always played Promises in the Dark. That was their go-to song.
Yeah, that's Staten Island. You guys have a lot of cover bands out there.
Yeah, it was like Staten Island, New Jersey circuit. But we also had a lot of bands that came out of it. That was like the equivalent of the Sunset Strip kind of thing. We had Twisted Sister and Zebra. These were the bands. Bon Jovi came out of that circuit.
Yeah, Wu-Tang Clan.
Skid Row.
Yeah. Pete Davidson.
Yeah, he came out of the Looney Bin circuit.
Didn't we all? I think we all came through that. But yeah, she's talented, man. And it's, like I said, it didn't sound as poppy as I thought it was going to sound. I thought it was going to be really poppy, and it had a little more soul and groove to it, but I think it came out 81. So that other stuff is much later, right? A Battlefield and all that.
Yeah. That's more, I'm going to say it's about 84, 85.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and she starts to change the sound a little bit. And then the next album after that was like We Belong. And that's when you start to lose me.
Yeah. But she's good. What do you think, Adam?
I think she reminds me of roller skate rink music.
Oh, now you're heckling us with
I mean, like, Shadows of the Night, Invincible.
Yeah. That's later on.
Belong, yeah.
Yeah, how about Hell is for Children off of Crimes of Passion?
I don't even remember that one.
You don't remember Hell is for Children? Oh, it's a great song.
Hell is for children.
That's right. Yeah, there you go. Dustin. Sing it, Dustin. Sing it, baby.
Hell is for children. I don't want to get us in trouble.
He is getting LA by the moment.
I'm coming home. Oh, sweet home.
Well, that's actually a pretty damn good falsetto. Yeah. That's not bad.
I got skills, Jeff. You have no idea. You don't know what I'm capable of. You make fun of me, but I can pull it out when I need to. All right. Any questions? Anybody weighing in on Pat Benatar in this gaming group?
Well, Jeff, you got the support of Captain Jack Rackham, who says it's downright travesty that Pat Benatar is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely. Jay knows what he's talking about. He's a good man, that Jay.
Who's that? Is that your son? Who's?
No, Jay's a guy. Jay's a guy.
Did you have your son log in so he could say nice things?
No, Jay is a guy out of Florida who is a big Raiders fan. He does a sports talk show, and nice. People should definitely check it out. It's a great show.
Very cool.
Yeah, give Jay a plug. He's a good man.
Yeah, we could plug. We plug people on this show.
Let's see. And then Jay Dies a Lot says we would never have heard. We would have never known the News or the E Street Band. So there's two more.
What does she have to do with the E Street Band?
No. You said about
from before,
like Huey Lewis and the News.
And the News, yeah.
Can you name?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like,
can you name anybody from the News?
No,
one guy from the News. Nobody can name it.
Paul Rogers.
Paul Rogers is not in the News. Lead singer of Bad Company. Come
on. Well, he started out in the News. Nobody actually afterwards. That'd be way later. Yeah, keep going, guys. I'm trying to find pictures. We don't have the album up because I dropped the ball today because I was in a shitty record store that judged me for trying to buy a Poison album.
Which Poison album?
How did they judge you?
They didn't judge you. I'm just teasing.
Did they look you up and down?
Where was that voice come from? Was that Jay? Oh, it is. Oh, thanks, buddy. Because I dropped the ball. Like, so you got it. All right. So I said the second album. So that's going to be a little bit after this. So we're going to get to it. Yeah. I got you. Did you get it? I sent it.
Yeah, you got it.
All right. Any questions, guys, out there? Anybody? Any more Pat Benatar questions? Hit Me With Your Best Shot is a phenomenal song. I don't want to go to another album, but I like that song a lot. I think that's a mantra for a lot of people.
I think I've heard that. I think I've had enough of that song. I've reached my limit.
All of her hits you've had enough of, but I'm just saying if I had to pick one.
No, not Promise in the Dark. Or Hell is for Children.
Hell is for Children, I heard. That one.
Fire and Ice.
They played that one a lot. Fire and Ice, I think they played, but it was way before.
Such a good song. And I like Precious Time too. I like this album. You guys can't make me change my mind. I like it.
Good, buddy. But she needs to give her band
and
credit.
She should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I guess.
It's a great band.
I guess. She's all right. Is she, what's she doing now?
She tours. She still plays with and it's built Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo.
Oh, okay.
See, she came around. It only took 40 years. But she came around.
Exactly.
But she still looks good and she still sounds good. Pat Benatar's cool, man. I really like her, and she, from what I heard, she put up with a lot of shit from sleazy record guys and stuff. She used to talk about how to get her record played, these creepy disc jockeys, would have her sit on their laps and stuff, just like weird shit like that. But no, man, she put up with a lot. I
think every woman in the music industry at some point, that time period had to put up with that kind of stuff. But
not Joan Jett. Joan Jett stuck to her guns. She was a tough broad and took no guff from nobody.
Because she liked girls, so people knew right away. All right.
I didn't know.
You didn't know? Did she like girls?
Dude, I have the worst gaydar in the world. Okay. I didn't even know that Paul Lynde was gay.
Nobody knows who that is.
Come on, antenna TV, everybody knows.
So Huey Lewis in the News. Who else is like that? Huey Lewis in the News, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Without Googling, is there any other bands that give credit to their backup band? E Street Band, somebody said.
Yeah.
Anybody else? I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. It's like
Kenny Loggins and Messina. Was it Messina like the backing guy?
I don't know. There's got to be somebody else. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. All right, folks. So Adam, bring in this next one. What do you got?
Right. So we got the fourth studio LP from the band The Pretty Reckless.
Pretty Reckless. You've been talking about this for like 2 months. You've been talking about this band.
Yeah, I hadn't even heard them before. Dustin, I was going on your recommendation.
I know. Well, I was really excited about this band because I found them on accident. Because I do that thing that what I love about, I do love vinyl and I do love going to record stores, but I do love streaming music as well. And what's great is I'll put in like just the word new, or I'll put in like a word like blood or death, or what. I'll just put in random words and I'll find music that way sometimes. And I think I put in new rock and this band came up, and I was very excited, and just kind of Death by Rock and Roll was a song that I listened to, and the video is really badass and weird. And I think this band has that's cool that they have 4 albums. You could tell because I think it's you can tell they paid some dues and they kind of got their sound down. So I really enjoyed this album. Did you like it?
So I've gone through it once so far. There's some songs I really like. I also find it's a bit generic too. Some generic hard rock. It's it's a little uninspired. It's not really, some of it. Some of it's really grungy, which I like. Songs like Only Love Can Save Me Now with Matt Cameron from Pearl Jam, and Death by Rock and Roll I liked. I thought that was a great one. Got So High. It gets a bit hokey, especially towards the end. I think a lot of it sounds like late 80s power ballads.
But like Witches Burn?
Oh. One I really did not like was, and it's got Tom Morello on it, was And So It Went, which I just can't stand songs that have children's choirs in them, except for Another Brick in the Wall too.
I don't even like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
like
just so
orchestras.
contrived.
Orchestras are worse. Metallica, ugh. Yeah. I enjoyed her voice. I thought she was cool. I thought it was kind of a gothic rock kind of. It did have a familiar sound, but it was something I hadn't heard in a while, and I had somebody new, and I don't know. I enjoyed it. I think it's something you want to crank up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Something that has
like rock and roll was good.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with you, Adam. With I think that was a great terminology. It is pretty generic.
So are the Struts. It's all shit you've heard before. It's all stuff you've heard before.
It's inspired.
Yeah, it's still stuff you've heard before. It's Queen. It's like every other song is like sounds like
inspired by, but it's different than.
It's no less generic than this.
Like, did you think her voice? I thought her voice was good. It's not Amy Lee good. Like you put a lead singer like Amy Lee in a band like this, and I think it takes it to another level.
Right.
Of course, but that's not what this is. That's not what this is.
Evanescence to another level.
Yeah, but I think they do a good job. I think it's enjoyable. It's like, I don't know. I don't put too much stake in something that's new.
It was
okay, stop talking like that. But
I can't pull that off.
No, not at all. Not even close. Show us your tits. But the thing is it's just something, it's nice when you haven't heard it before, even if it does sound generic, as you guys would say. I enjoyed it. Exactly like the Struts. I enjoyed it. I could criticize the Struts all day, but I wouldn't, because I could also lose myself and really enjoy the Struts, because I do. I've listened to that album over and over, and even the new album I think is pretty good. Not nearly as good as that last album, but yeah, I don't know. I don't put a lot of stake into criticizing this band, because I'm excited when it's something that I haven't heard before, and something fresh. It's a song I haven't heard, a couple of songs, and I think a couple of songs lose a little bit of it, but I think they get it back. It's kind of I think, they'll do one good song and then a couple are okay, and then they'll save themselves. But I like the one with the kids. I thought that was cool. I like that creepy, weird stuff, but I don't like the orchestra, but I like kids singing. I don't care. That's just me.
Yeah, I don't like kids singing. Enough with the kids. Enough with the kids. I bet
there's been lots of
family-oriented songs.
Oh, stop it. It's not family. It's not family-oriented. It's supposed to be creepy.
I think the only song it works on is Another Brick in the Wall Part 2.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it works. You don't like it there either, Jeff?
No,
come on.
No, I don't.
Really? Okay.
No, I like it.
We're ending the show. We're ending the show.
No, I like because I like
Pink Floyd. It's one of the greatest albums ever. That's
I know.
I like
Run Like Hell. I like Into the Flesh better. No, I don't.
We don't need no education.
Yeah, that song doesn't drone on and on.
That's a great song. You really need to
Maybe
stop.
I heard it too many times. I've had enough of it. You reach your limit. My reservoir of patience for that song.
All right, yeah, I understand.
Dry.
Mine's Pat Benatar. I'm Pat Benatar. I can never.
And I love Pink
again.
Floyd, but to me, it's not even that. It's probably that they're the third best album on the wall.
I agree.
Yeah.
What would you say? The first?
Wish You Were Here.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Dark Side of the Moon, and then The Wall.
Yeah, I would agree. But I don't know. That movie's phenomenal.
Great. Love the movie.
Great.
Yes.
It's cool. All right. Anybody want to chime in out there in Twitch land?
Yeah, we got Jay Dies a Lot wants to ask you, Dustin, are you a November Rain hater?
Yes.
Oh, Dustin, man. Jesus Christ.
One album wonder, Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. They were never able to follow that album.
You don't like it,
but every single song on that album is dead on. And I think it's top 10 hard rock albums of all time. But it's the only album. I can't do them. I can enjoy Patience. I can enjoy a few other songs here and there. But November Rain I can't do. My girl loves it, and she gets mad because I think she loves that song. What is it? Illusions or something?
Use Your Illusion.
Illusion.
Yeah. I don't like it.
I was just listening to that today. Of
course you do.
You don't like Don't Cry?
Nah.
Really?
I only like Appetite.
Shit.
Appetite's the only one I want.
Appetite's great.
No, it's
You Could Be
amazing.
Mine is great.
Can't follow. They couldn't follow it though.
You don't like that remake of Live and Let Die?
Oh my God. No, I don't.
Civil War.
Civil War is great.
It's a good song, but it's overproduced. And then God knows they kept getting over and over and overproduced. I mean, that's why Chinese Democracy was so terrible. Like, because they got away with songs like that. And so which was a good song, but it goes to their head and then they overproduce. And then that's what happens. It's like, what's so good about Appetite? It's like, it's raw and it's not that many hands involved. One thing I like about, I don't know if you read, actually have it right here. I don't know why it's here. It was holding up my computer, but have you read the Slash book? You read it? This is a great,
is it good?
Oh, it's fantastic. And there's some great stuff about Guns N' Roses in the beginning days, which I love is, because Axl was always sleeping on Slash's mom's couch and everything. And then one thing I really love, they were in the studio, and when they were doing Sweet Child of Mine, they were in the middle of recording it. And the part where he goes, where do we go? Where do we go now? He was literally saying, like, where do we go? Like, are we supposed to like, do a hook or whatever? Like he was literally talking to the producer in the sound booth. Like that wasn't a lyric at all. Like he was just like, where do we go? Where do we go now? Like that. And then like they thought it sounded so
Why did
good.
that just sound like Charles Nelson Riley covering Guns N' Roses?
So they put it, I'm actually telling a cool story from a book because I read books. And so anyway, but they were,
I read part of books, Dustin. I don't read the whole thing. Let me
finish a thought. You're the worst. Seriously. So anyway, I thought that was a cool kind of rock and roll story that I could tell. But no, you're just being a dick. Go ahead. All right. I get it. You have to work hard to be funny. But I'm just saying that was, one of the things. Go ahead, guys. I'm tapping out. Can't interrupt a cool story. Let somebody finish the story.
Oh, we're just having fun. It's a good.
We're not having fun. Story. You're having fun. I'm not. All right.
Dustin, stop it, please. No, that's a good story. I love it. And the problem is, I start books and I don't get a chance to always like finish them. Like we just had Bobby Brown on, and I read part of her book, but I didn't finish reading the whole thing. Did you read the whole Slash book? I
did, of course. Why would I read a book? Why would I read the whole book?
I don't know.
Of course, I'm going to read a whole book.
Things get happen.
I'm not an animal. I read a whole book.
I start books. I don't finish them.
Yeah, Pat Benatar albums I don't listen to all the way. That's definitely for sure. But books I'll read all the way through. I'll skip through Pat Benatar songs.
This is becoming a contentious show.
I know, because you interrupted me when I was trying to tell a cool rock and roll story about Axl and Slash. Just let me finish, story. Drop a beat. Let me drop a beat, and then you jump in. That's why I hate podcasts with lots of people, because it's like double dutch. Everybody wants to jump in. Let people finish. All right. It's gotten weird. I like it. I like it weird. All right. What do we got? Anybody want to jump in? Want to heckle me? What's going on?
We got Hilarious. Angerich says, I read it. I recommend it too.
Yes. Great.
We got a couple from Captain Jack Rackham. First, got to ask Jeff Paul. What about Rolling Stones? You can't always get what you want with the kids choir.
No, hate it.
Now he's just being mad. He's just being mean.
I don't like that song. I never liked that song. That was never one of my. Not even my top 20 Rolling Stones songs.
That's a great song. You don't like it because of the kids? Okay.
No, all right. I don't like it. Ruins it for me.
Any other songs with kids? I don't know. All right. You just don't like kids. Why'd you have kids if you hate kids so much?
I don't hate kids. I didn't say I hate kids. I don't need them singing on my rock songs, Dustin. Okay.
I agree. That's why I don't need a cello with my rock song.
You like ELO?
No.
You don't like ELO? Wow. No. I like them. Do you like the Beach Boys? Not a fan of Good Vibrations?
They're okay.
Pet Sounds?
They're good. They're talented. I'm not cranking it up. I'm not putting it on my turntable, but it's good music. Do I love it? No, but everybody likes their stuff. It's just not something I'm going to go out of my way to listen to. But I like kids singing. I like the Sesame Street soundtrack.
He's the worst.
This might be our last show. I think we've all run into a wall. We don't like each other anymore. We're all gonna just like, this is the last show, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. But whatever. I mean, that's just the beauty of music. That's the beauty of stuff, is you can, you like what you want to like, and not everything. I always hate it when people are too. That's why I didn't like about the record store today. I felt like it was too snooty. Like people think the way where we are in society is people think that they could say this is great and this is bad. It's like, no, because what's bad to you might be great to me. That's the beauty of it. Like nobody's ever right about art. The art is the most subjective thing you could possibly have.
That's right.
So, yeah. Some people love kids on singing. Some people love a violin with their, V-neck guitar, whatever, it's, what a flying V guitar, whatever. I don't necessarily like that.
It was a couple of weeks ago we brought up a Miles Davis album, and then someone I ran into, we're talking music, You talk about, hey, Miles Davis sucks. I hate that kind of music, guys. I'm like, you can't. First of all, you can't say Miles Davis sucks. You could say I'm not into Miles Davis. It doesn't really do it for me. But you can't say, it sucks. He blows. He stinks. You can't say that. It's like when people go, classical music. It's so gay. No, it's not. It's not. You can't say it may not be for you. But doesn't mean it's terrible. It's like, Dustin, you probably see this all the time when people like shit on comedians. Maybe this guy's style isn't for you, but doesn't mean he sucks.
Well, sometimes with comics, it's true. They totally suck. But I think most art forms, I'm kidding. but no, you're totally right. There's some guys, there's a lot of famous artists that I'm not into at all. Comedians. There's definitely a lot of famous comedians. I'm like, okay, I don't get it, but
exactly. Right. It's not for everybody, you know, but it doesn't mean like that, there's not an audience for it, or they're not good. They're good at what they do. Miles Davis clearly is very good at what he does. And I mean, like I think the one common thread that we all have, like we could all listen to different type of genres of music as long as it's good.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because sometimes it's like whatever your influences are or experiences with music sometimes reflect how you respond to it. I had a very hard time listening to the saxophone because when I was in college, I went to Parsons and they had the jazz program that was there. So my roommate was a saxophone player and he wasn't that great. I don't know how he got into this jazz school. And so he would play the freaking saxophone all the time. And it was a very small dorm room. And so it would just blare into my ear. It was just, I would walk down the hall. I wouldn't go into my room because I knew he was there playing. And so it took a very long time before I could listen to the saxophone again. So I hated all saxophone music because of this experience with this guy. And I still, to this day, I can only listen to Coltrane. Like I can't do hardly anybody else. Like, so.
Listen to a band like Hall & Oates and, Manny, who had sax in there. Can you listen to that?
It's all right. Yeah. I mean, I have some Hall & Oates. They're good. I love the early stuff way before the hits, I think, is when they were more talented. I mean, it felt like they focused more on the music as opposed to kind of the hip poppy stuff.
They really were the quintessential Blue Eyes soul,
Yeah, they're good.
And the cover of She's Gone, which I believe was a Tavares song initially, was great.
Yeah, they're cool, man. But, you lose me a little bit after Maneater. You know what I mean? I just don't want to be singing Maneater, when I'm hanging out, trying to groove out. All right, Adam, what do you got, buddy?
All right. So your mom's arch enemy asked, does anybody go through a whole album without skipping anymore?
That's a good question.
If it's Pat Benatar, maybe.
We shouldn't have Pat Benatar. This is a good album.
It's tough. I don't know. I think it's like I try to listen to a whole album. And this show has actually been good because it makes me listen to whole albums. But
exactly,
naturally, it's there's definitely good albums. We've covered some really good, like Kick is one of those albums we covered last time, and Appetite for Destruction is something I could listen to all the way through. There's definitely, and then there's songs, there's albums that kind of have a cohesion to it. Like Rush is one of those bands that each song kind of has, you need to listen to the first song to really appreciate the other song. And, there's bands that do, I love it when they do that with the albums, but then there's people, put too many covers on which we've covered some albums that had too many covers and things like that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think people were making albums like they did in the 70s and 80s and 60s and whatnot, because they're making, the music industry changed so much. It's about selling one song on iTunes and stuff. So yeah, it's that hit song.
No, what I listened to recently that's a real good album from cover to cover. Check out, it's a new band, Black Pumas.
Yes, we talked about them. I know them. Yeah.
And if cover to cover, that is a real good album. I mean, what I've been listening to is that, and I went back and been listening to Sabbath's Heaven and Hell, and because it's like the 40th anniversary of the album. I can't believe that album is 40 years.
Yeah, everybody's old.
It's phenomenal. it's still as good as the day it came out. Die Young, Wishing Well are two of the most underrated rock songs of all time. This is such a good album.
Hey, Twitch people, give us what's an album that you can listen to all the way through. Like, please hit us with the messages of an album that is good from top to bottom. Does anybody
we got a
have
few
one
here already? Yeah. We got 2112, which we covered
absolutely
weeks ago. Yeah,
100% right.
Solid album.
We got somebody saying Taylor Swift's 1989 and Folklore.
Okay, I like Taylor Swift. Jeff does not. I think she's very talented. And she's hot. All right.
We got Weezer Blue Album.
Blue, I think Pinkerton's a better album, but Blue's a good album too.
Yeah,
that's a very great debut album.
Let's see if we got any more.
Back in Black for me. I think Back in Black is phenomenal. I love every single song.
Phenomenal on so many different levels.
Yeah, Back in Black is definitely one that I always enjoy listening to it all the way through.
We got the albums of Yes, which
Yes, who's on here?
Yes,
somebody threw on Yes.
Yes, Captain Jack Rackham.
Fragile.
That must be Jeff's friend. If he's throwing out Jeff's Yes friend. Albums.
Yep.
The only reason I'm saying that, Captain, is because there's a lot of kids on here. So I enjoy that somebody's, not 19 throwing in a Yes album. So thank you for that. But I think it's still funny.
I do no shows with co-hosts that like Yes. I mean, and not only that, I like it, just fucking despise Yes.
I have 3 albums. That's the weird thing.
Good man. You should have 3 albums. Yes is great.
Yeah, they're not terrible. I'm into it. I mean, I just buy all kinds of music. I'm not into everything that I own. I just enjoy having a collection of things. And so, sometimes I'll listen to things that I'm not that into just to kind of culture myself and say, oh, let me give it more of a chance. Like there's a lot of bands that I need to go back again. You know what I mean? Like apparently Genesis is a good band that I never listened to hardly any songs. And there's certain, Peter Gabriel, I never got into, there's certain bands and musicians that I just kind of missed.
Yeah, we got Blue by Joni Mitchell.
No.
Ooh. All right.
And
it's like a divorce crowd in here tonight. Jeff and I are fighting. There's this like Joni Mitchell stuff's coming in. I like this show.
Like an Applebee's bar.
Mom and Dad got in a fight. Joni Mitchell. I love it. This is an electric show. I love you, Jeff. We're real in here. We're real. I'm like your brother.
Yes,
like your brother.
Exactly.
It's like real shit. We just talk.
My brother who also doesn't like Pat Benatar. It's true.
All right, give me your brother's phone number. I want to hang out with your brother. Anybody else? Anything else? We got to wrap it up soon.
Bookends by Simon and Garfunkel.
Okay, I like Simon and Garfunkel. Is that a good one? Anybody know? Which one's that? What's that have on it?
Let me see. I'll have to look that one up.
I mean, I love The Graduate. And in April, we're going to do all soundtracks. So we'll talk about that.
That's right. Looking forward to
that. We got America on that. We got Mrs. Robinson, Hazy Shade of Winter at the Zoo.
Oh, so it has all those. Okay.
Keep going. What else?
Bookends is, that starts it. Let's see. Save the Life of My Child, Overs, Voices of Old People, Old Friends, Faking It, Punky's Dilemma. That's about it.
Sounds like a pretty good album.
Yeah, that's good.
I used to love them. My mom was a big fan of Simon Garfunkel.
Yeah,
but she used to call him Finkel.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I like that Simon and Garfunkel.
All right, Adam, what's new? What do you got this week? We got to wrap it up soon.
All right. The big one is, since we already talked about Amy Lee earlier, Evanescence, the brand new album, The Bitter Truth, comes out this week.
My girl loves them. I'm not. Do you?
Yes. I love them. I love Amy Lee. I think she's the most underrated singer ever.
Really? I thought that was Pat Benatar. I thought Pat Benatar.
Love her. Pat Benatar should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And then in about 5 more years after I get Pat Benatar, I'm getting Evanescence in.
You should do a GoFundMe for Pat Benatar.
I can see that this spin article I have in front of me says Evanescence are stronger and louder than ever. So definitely one to check out.
Check that out.
Yeah. Let's see. We got a reissue Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms, 2 LP. it's recorded at half speed. I don't really know what that is when it's recorded at half speed.
At half speed?
Yeah.
Ask our people. Maybe they know. Is it half speed? Anybody know what that means? We're a vinyl show. We should know all these questions.
Right.
Vinyl's half speed. Well, I guess,
Adam, don't forget to plug the Paul Stanley album.
Yeah. That came out I think a week ago. Or
you talked about that already.
I love it. I love it. It's so good. I love Paul Stanley. I love Kiss.
Yeah, we know.
In fact, when we go walking down into the Sunset Strip together, I'm wearing my Kiss shirt. I'm wearing my Dress to Kill shirt.
I have a Kiss shirt, dude. I'll wear mine with you. You got to come out here, man. You keep saying people talk shit. We'll see if you come out.
You've been out there for 1 week.
I know.
Literally 1 week.
Well, I got my turntable, so I'm officially moved in. So I'm pretty excited. And then the thing is, this is how retro we are. We got, we couldn't get rid of our VHSs. And it was just like this thing where we're trying to we could only have 35 boxes or something. And we literally went over because we could not bring Ghostbusters 1 and 2 on VHS. That's how ridiculous we are that we have this connection to just CDs too. Leah has just books and books of CDs. And we were just we got to bring the CDs. And so I bought a CD player. I didn't have a CD player. And then I bought a VHS DVD combo player that I can't even hook up to my flat screen because it's too out of date. So I gotta figure that out. But so can you hang out and we can watch VHSs? That'll be a good time.
This is all incentive to come out. I can watch a VHS copy of
Office and the Gentleman. Office and the Gentleman on VHS.
Let me tell you something. I hate that chick with the blonde hair who makes the guy kill himself.
Oh yeah, well, who doesn't, man?
That really bothers me. That scene.
It's a good movie.
But that's a good movie. I like that.
Yeah, it's good. Sad, good.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else coming out, Madam?
One last one before we wrap up. Tame Impala Inner Speaker, the 10th anniversary edition of the Australian rock band's debut album, and it's a 4 LP expanded edition.
Oh, nice. Is it half speed?
Right. Some good psychedelic rock. So definitely worth checking out.
Nice. All right. Very cool. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Please check us out. We're going to be starting a Patreon page soon. And I think Adam's going to start putting up some of these episodes on podcasts. Yep. I think we're about 4 behind, but we're going to get there.
We got a year's supply ready to go.
But he's a busy man, and I appreciate you. So, go to our Facebook page and our Instagram page and follow us and get the word out. We really appreciate you. And if there's an album that you want us to cover, and Jeff and I, we still love each other. Don't let the fighting fool you. And hope you go out and buy stuff. So, send us a request. What do you want us to cover? And thank you so much for tuning in. And this is Dustin's Vinyl. Jeff, Adam.
Bye, guys.
Yeah. Rock and roll, baby.
Yes.
Pat Benatar. Love is a battlefield. Hit me with your best shot.